Hi, I'm Joylyn Blake, and I'm with John Mays, author of all these gorgeous books, and many more that aren't pictured, and the latest one, Environmental Science, that we're really excited about. And at Scully Academy, we offer courses in all of these, middle school through high school, and the others that aren't even pictured, right, John? The accelerated
Right, there are a few
version.
more.
Yeah, there's a few more. But I wanted to ask, John, as students prepare to go through these things, we have experienced as homeschooling moms and parents and so forth, that these are beautiful and rich texts. But before they get there, when you were telling the little ones, go play outside in the dirt, which we heartily support, go enjoy creation as you know it, then come inside, cuddle up on the couch and read some books. That's essentially a wonderful elementary homeschooling curriculum. But we've kind of considered that maybe a little bit more structure ramping up to these studies in these through middle school, life, physical, earth science, and all these high school level books, that an elementary science would be valuable. So I wanted to get your perspective on, say, Scully Academy wanted to offer science for beginners, for elementary students, something like that. What kind of things would be valuable for students to take away from that to prepare them for something like this?
You can never get enough of reveling in God's creation, right? And science, that's what it is. It's the study of God's creation. And it is endlessly fascinating. Everything you learn makes you want to learn something else or go more deeply into what you're looking at. So that can't start early enough. It occurs to me that I am just completing, today in fact, a new video series for Classical U. And it's called Cultivating Wonder Throughout the School, and with a subtitle, I think something like Developing a Wonder-Rated Mind, a term I coined to describe the state of mind where you see the wonder in creation everywhere you look. And anyway, that video series would probably give you a lot of ideas for things you could do, because I have in there episodes talking about ideas for elementary school, ideas for middle school, ideas for high school, but things like spending time out in nature sketching, or making observations and then sketching them, and then using apps, for example, on your phone to identify birds from their songs or plants. I have apps on my phone for both of these, and I use them all the time. But then that would give you like an encyclopedia of ideas that go all the way back to the earliest grades of activities that you can do that were ideas that I thought up specifically because they lent themselves to discovering the wonder in nature. One of my favorite theologians has said that everything in creation is an instance of God uttering himself. Isn't that beautiful? God uttering himself. And God loves the creation, and his creativity knows no end. And when you think about every leaf and every insect as an instance of God uttering himself, then suddenly those things take on a whole new character as precious things that are fascinating.
When I speak to you and others who love science and seeing God in the natural world and in things like this, there is such a resonance there. I'm like, I have loved that too. I've read about that too. I felt that too. I've seen that too. And people who have the eye for it, like you do, so scientists, or I would say like Scully Academy instructors who are science lovers, it can ignite that, or at least help the student to identify, oh, that flame is in me too. I just needed someone to help me see it, someone to help me direct my gaze. So the cultivation of wonder wonder and the invitation to bring students into this joy. And if you need any kind of practical incentive, I would say too that we've gotten feedback from people who finish the studies of Novare Science, especially in high school program where they're doing the lab reports, and they get to college, and then those college professors are like, they were the one student in my class who knew how to do a lab, report.
I hear that anecdote over and over.
Yeah.
Usually
yeah.
a student wants to come up and tell me what happened, but
Yeah.
I already know the story because I've heard it so many times.
Yeah. So thank you so much, John, for helping to inspire us. And then I really do invite you as a homeschooling parent to consider if your time doesn't allow it, or if you just think, entrusting your child to someone who does have this vision of wonder and delight and joy in the creation, and then can create that spark in your own child, it is so worth the investment. So I invite you to consider it. Thank you, John.
My pleasure.